WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Tonight on WVUA News at 6, Tuscaloosa city leaders unveil their master plan for moving the city forward. Also, lawmakers are up for another raise. Find out how you could be the one deciding how much they get. Plus,
the Lord just took the tornado, erased those lines, and we've built for a great future.
we'll hear how the whole community took on the challenge of rebuilding. That's in part 2 of Rising from the Rubble.
And find out how furry friends are helping the elderly with therapy right here in Tuscaloosa. But first, Tuscaloosa city leaders have unveiled their Tuscaloosa Forward Master Plan. The plan highlights a number of areas directly affected by the April 27th tornado.
That includes Rosedale, Forest Lake, Cedar Crest, and a special emphasis on the Alberta city community. Officials say the master plan features a city walk, a path stretching from Harmon Park and Rosedale and stretches more than 5 miles long. Some innovations include LED lighting, fiber optic links, and digital signs throughout the area. The city is also unveiling new residential zoning ordinances. More details on what this will mean for Tuscaloosa residents coming up tonight on WVUA News at 10.
Controversy is brewing over your elected leaders and how much money they make. Lawmakers have until April to accept or decline a 3% increase for cost of living adjustments. As you may recall, the legislature passed a 62% pay increase back in 2007. WVUA reporter Jennifer Edwards found out what local lawmakers say they're going to do about this.
According to State Representative John Merrill, the cost of adjustment will increase lawmakers' salary by almost $2,000. Serving in the legislature is considered a part-time job. According to the Legislative Fiscal Office, lawmakers meet for a total of 105 days. Some West Alabama lawmakers are speaking out about the increase in salary.
This whole thing was brought forth, in my opinion, in the wrong way, the wrong method. It should have been brought to the people rather than letting legislators vote on their own pay.
To break it down, according to the Legislative Fiscal Office of Alabama, from 2010 to 11, when lawmakers are not in special session, they are given a salary of $10 per day, an expense allowance of $50 per day, and a monthly expense allowance of $4,108 per month, a total of $52,596 before the cost of living adjustment. Compare this to the Census Bureau's average Alabama household income of $42,081. This is why some local lawmakers are declining the adjustment in pay.
I don't think it's justifiable for me to take advantage of a consumer price index increase when our teachers are not getting raises, our state employees are not getting raises. I don't think it's fair. We're in a tough economy. We're in a very, very difficult time nationwide.
I think service in Montgomery it's a calling, and it's an honor and privilege to be a state representative.
According to Merrill, the cost of living adjustment will go into effect on April 1st. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
And you can learn more about the state's budget at the Alabama Legislature's Fiscal Office website. For a shortcut, just go to WVUATV.com, click on Numbers and Links.
Tonight we continue our special 3-part report, Rising from the Rubble, Holt's story of recovery and rebuilding. Last night we showed you how the community of Holt reacted to the initial aftermath of the tornado.
But as WVUA's Matt McCoy shows us, rebuilding in a community with no infrastructure was a task that the Ironmen were ready for.
There's a number of things that we're working toward to assist the redevelopment in Holt. And it's long term.
In a community that's only 3 square miles, a 1.7 mile wide tornado can do a lot.
We continue to try and work with property owners and work with the community and trying to get the community rebuilt.
But as community members dig through the rubble, they quickly realized the rebuilding would have to be done by the same group of people that had just lost everything, themselves. That's where the Holt in Action Group came in, creating a plan to bring their community back stronger than ever.
Holt, there's no mistaking that it was not a well-kept community. There's so many individuals who are proud of where they're at and had a vision for where they wanted it to be.
And a big part of the vision the community members had was a place to build upon the relationships that were formed after the tornado.
This is the opportunity for everyone to get their homes back and to be proud of it again, to want to raise your kids here and want to be able to see them playing baseball out in the yard, and really just everyone come together again.
Once they're together again, community members say that's when the work continues on making the community of Holt into the city of Holt.
To actually make their rules, make regulations to try to get their areas and neighborhoods cleaned up, to give their kids a safe place to go play.
You have the positives and you have the negatives. The grassroots is here in that, we can form our own destiny. We can control our own destiny. We can, gain a voice and make things happen. But then we don't have necessarily the infrastructure to make that happen. So we have to lean on others to help us to get it done.
Now, tomorrow night, we'll show you how community members say they're feeling about the rebuilding efforts and where they see Holt 10 years from now. The U.S. Postal Service is making plans to close or consolidate at least 223 mail processing facilities during the coming year.
It's part of a 3-year, $15 billion cost savings plan. If enacted as planned, the Postal Service would eventually operate a delivery network with fewer than 200 processing facilities. The closures could mean the loss of as many as 35,000 mail processing jobs, mostly through attrition. It's all part of a goal to trim 150,000 positions by next year. The cutbacks mean the Postal Service will no longer guarantee overnight delivery of some of your first-class mail. Officials say centers in Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Dothan, Huntsville, Mobile are all set to end distribution and move to bigger facilities. That means Tuscaloosa would no longer be a distribution spot, making your mail go straight from Birmingham to its destination. In other news, therapy for the elderly can come in many different forms, including dogs. Today, residents of Morning Point were greeted by Little Bear, a 9-year-old dog. He performed different tricks like sitting, begging, high-fiving, and he even cleaned up his own mess. Little Bear also spent time with the residents after his performance. His owner, Shannon Stabler Linden, says Little Bear is quite the people pup.
Well, now, some of them are scared of him, but most of them thoroughly enjoy him. They laugh, they want to hold him. He gets in their laps and he'll kiss them. So he's very good at reaching out to people.
And Linden and Little Bear have performed together for 7 years, and Little Bear is certified with Therapy Dogs International.
And pretty good on the piano.
Not bad.
Better than me. Well, if you're looking for dinner plans tonight, look no further than IHOP. Today is IHOP's annual National Pancake Day. Stop at any location and you'll get a free short stack of buttermilk pancakes till 10 o'clock tonight. In return, you are asked to make a voluntary donation to Children's Miracle Network, hospitals, and other charities. IHOP has raised $8 million since 2006. Still much more to come for you here on WVUA News at 6. Republican